Welcome back.
And we're off.
Hi, honey.
Hi.
How's it going?
It's going.
So, I'm gonna lead off with, I forgot how many sex scenes there were in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
There were...
7 too many?
I don't know about 7 too many, but every single one of them ran twice as long as they needed to, at least.
This is like David Lynch wanted to make a porno, and this is the only way he could.
It's half French.
So?
It's probably where all the money came from. I'm assuming the French financing said that there needed to be a lot of sex in it.
I think the French financing was just okay with the fact that there was a lot of sex in it.
There was a lot of sex in this movie. We watched Lost Highway, which, from what I gather, is one of Lynch's less popular movies.
Really?
Well, considering what his popular ones are.
Is Blue Velvet one of his popular movies?
Yeah!
That shit's fucked up.
Yeah! Yeah, we started watching that a few days ago, and then...
Had to stop.
Because, well, just... Maybe don't watch Blue Velvet, guys.
I have issues with non-consensual sex.
And there wasn't any of that, well... There was some sexual exploitation in this one.
Yeah.
A little bit. I'm going to preface that.
With aliens?
That too. Anything that happens in any movie that's a flashback is unreliable from a narrative point of view. That doesn't say that Alice was not sexually exploited for whatever. But that's pretty much what I got.
What have I learned about David Lynch? He's shit at dialogue.
He's hilariously bad at dialogue.
He hates women.
I don't necessarily think that's true.
On several levels.
It's not easy for me to argue against that.
Yeah. His cinematic quirkiness is horrible to watch.
It's weird for the sake of being weird.
Yeah. This was listed as number 23 on some list of scariest movies. What?
It's pretty bizarre.
Okay, there's weird. It's not scary. Definitely not in 1997. Sure as shit, not now.
It might have been scary in 1997. I don't know. I wasn't watching that many movies in 97. I was like, what, 12?
Yeah. I really don't like David Lynch at all, whatsoever. And I usually don't care about writer-directors. I have finally found one that I will say I will never watch another one of his movies ever again.
There's a part of me that wants to say that I'm sad about that, but that's the David Lynch fanboy in me who hasn't seen any of his movies in 10 years. Like, oh yeah, this was... I understand why someone would not like David Lynch after seeing this.
Yeah, he's a horrible person.
I don't know about horrible person. I mean, Twin Peaks was...
Not gonna save him.
It was, safe for primetime television, so there were probably a lot more restrictions on him. Elephant Man?
Did he write that one? Or did he just direct it?
I think he just directed that one.
See, there you go. And that was based on a true story.
I know. Financed by Mel Brooks. Starring John Hurt.
True.
Probably could have picked that one instead.
Yeah.
Probably should have.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
The plot is awful. It really, really, really was, let's see how many sexual situations we can put Patricia Arquette in. That is the entire basis of this movie. Then you add to the fact that in 2002 he had an epiphany and realized that the O.J. Simpson trial is what influenced this movie. Waiting for redeeming features.
How did the O.J. Simpson trial influence this?
He was watching it while he was writing it.
Okay. I mean, I suppose you're influenced by the things that you're consuming.
This was his epiphany. It was in the trivia.
Yeah. Like, you didn't realize that at the time? Oh, okay, buddy.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Saved by the ding.
Sorry.
Nope. Doesn't pass the Bechdel, and even if it did, I'd reject it.
Yeah, no, it didn't. It was a hard...
Diversity, nuh-uh. There was one black cop.
There was one black cop and there was one black friend who had a line.
And a white girlfriend.
Yeah. The black cop didn't have a line.
Yeah.
I think he, turned his head and that was it.
Yeah. Yeah, not a single redeeming feature of this movie.
I'm going to disagree with you on that specific point. I think the soundtrack
I
saves
knew
this
that's what
movie.
you were going to say.
Is
it because Leibach was in it?
That wasn't Leibach, that was Rammstein.
Something, something, something dose?
What? Okay, one of them is from Germany and the other is from the former Yugoslavia.
Okay.
That's a couple 100 kilometers apart.
Okay.
Also, fucking Lou Reed, David Bowie... One of the...
I am sorry that they were attached to this
What?
movie. I am sorry they were attached to
Oh
this
my
movie.
god.
I feel bad for them.
Okay, you need to go and listen to David Bowie's Outside.
Which, I feel sorry that their great works are attached to this piece of shit.
The soundtrack was superb. The movie, maybe not so much. Maybe in hindsight, this movie was...
What did you... Okay, so... And you can do this for both movies, because I have things to say about both of them.
Uh-huh.
What did you expect at the start of each of these movies?
This and Blue Velvet?
Yeah.
I don't know. I knew, 5 days ago that I wanted to sit you down for a David Lynch movie.
Why?
Because I got a wild hair up my ass to watch a David Lynch movie with you.
Uh-huh. Conveniently forgetting everything I hate about cinema.
I don't know if I would conveniently forgot everything that you hated about cinema.
Happened to be in the David Lynch movies.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
I don't even hate Patricia Arquette, and you could have had a trifecta there of things I hate in cinema. But I actually happen to like Patricia Arquette.
Because of Medium?
No.
Oh.
That was a horrible show. It was about a psychic.
I think on that we can agree. That show was garbage.
Yes. I don't hate Patricia Arquette as an actress.
I am not a huge Patricia Arquette fan, actually. She just seems...
I'm a fan of the Arquette family.
Patricia Arquette, in my mind, in my limited experience being this and Medium, plays a little bit just airheaded and breathy.
Yes.
Except, in the third act here, as...
Renee?
No, not Renee. The other one.
Alice?
Alice, because I'm terrible with names. When it's you kind of realize once they're robbing Andy's oh, she's the bad guy. She's a femme fatale in here. Okay.
It took you that long to figure it out?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just a boy.
Mm-hmm.
Just a dumb boy.
Mm-hmm.
But did you notice how Alice disappeared from the picture when the detectives were investigating?
Yeah, I did notice that, because aliens.
Not just aliens, but wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey aliens.
Which is fine.
Yeah. Like, okay, so weird dude is caught in a time loop and turns
There's
into some...
fancy, flashy lights. What else could it be?
And he turns into somebody else? Is Fred a Time Lord?
No. Time agent, maybe?
God, I hope not. Well, he's stuck in a time loop.
They get stuck in time loops on Star Trek, and Stargate, and Deep Space Nine, and...
How much Deep Space Nine did you watch?
Enough.
Okay.
And...
I ask because that's something that I have been meaning to do and haven't gotten around to.
Every other sci-fi show that's ever happened, because everybody has a Groundhog Day episode.
Groundhog Day!
Everybody's had a Groundhog Day episode.
Okay. Most of them don't have this much sex in them.
No! I seriously think he wanted to make a porno, and this is the closest he could get and still stay legit.
I don't think anyone, like, in the porn industry would hire David Lynch to make a porn. Like, no, you're gonna make it too weird for even us.
Like I said, the closest thing he could get and still stay, and I would put air quotes around this, legit.
We need French
Jesus, Puck, what is wrong with you?
He didn't like this movie either.
I don't blame him.
I really love the soundtrack, though.
The soundtrack,
it's so good! This movie was really, really not.
You can make compilations that are great together without putting them on a shitty movie.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
No, I understand.
It boggles me how many levels this film angers me.
Okay.
It's the, kind of doing the noir thing with the lights and the telephone, and kind of trying to have
and the
that...
useless cops.
The useless cops. That is stupid.
I didn't write the useless cops.
No. The, trying to have that noir feel, but also making it new agey, and trying to do too many things. And he wrote in a rant about camcorders because he hates camcorders.
Yeah, that was something that should have made the cutting room floor.
I mean, is he making an autobiography? Is he trying to tell us that he gets that much pussy like a toilet seat?
No, you get more ass than a toilet seat. You get more ass than a toilet seat.
Yeah, because that line in this movie made no goddamn sense.
Because the police were intentionally written horribly.
Yeah. All we needed was what's-his-name putting on his stupid sunglasses.
Oh, shit, what's his name from Kiss of Death?
Yes, that I made
David Carradine? No, David Caruso.
Caruso, that's it.
I knew it was something like that.
Yeah. That is all you needed. What?
If it makes you feel better, honey.
Did you just look at the Rotten Tomatoes?
No, I just looked at the budget and gross.
Please tell me it failed.
Horribly.
'Cause it's awful.
An estimated $15 million. It grossed...
To make it?
Yeah. Movies aren't cheap to make.
That's an abomination.
You have to, pay actors and buy film stock and effects and shit. Gross?
3?
3.8.
Yes!
Ooh, you made a quarter of your budget. Ooh.
And they let him make more stuff?
Sort of?
He's part of the new Twin Peaks reboot.
Yeah. Well, when was Mulholland Drive? Was 2001. Mulholland Drive, I'm not going to make you watch.
Good, because I'm not going to watch any more David Lynch movies.
As you said.
For at least 3 years when I forget how horrible this was, and then you'll make me watch it, and then I'll remember, and then I'll just be this angry again.
Mulholland Drive is, according to a fairly sizable list of critics, the best movie from the 21st century. I'm like, I don't remember it being that great. But...
Wait, was it the best of the 21st century at the time because it was only a year old?
No, it's like...
And the 21st century was only a year old?
It was like a BBC thing that I read within the last couple weeks. That was like... Well, and it rated all of these critics. Like, everyone give us your top 10 movies. And apparently that was... like on the most lists and highest on your average list. I'm like, but did we not watch the same movie? I don't know. I will probably end up watching Mulholland Drive again before I make you watch it. If I make you watch it.
I highly recommend you pre-screen any more of this David Lynch crap before you make me sit through it.
That's fair.
Yeah. Like, I was so angry and upset and disgusted by Blue Velvet.
Yeah.
That we, got into an argument.
Yeah, we did.
Like, legit argument. Not this funny stuff here. And we had to stop it. Mm-hmm. And in order to get over it, we had to watch Lethal Weapon, the TV show.
Yeah. That was to get over it. I thought it was just to, like, do something before we went to bed angry.
It was to help the anger part.
Okay. Well, and one of the things about that argument that I feel like is worth bringing up on mic was I mentioned that if I knew that 16 Candles was going to make me as angry as it did, we wouldn't have finished it.
Yeah.
So that's what we did with Blue Velvet, because you were clearly getting that angry.
Yeah.
And like, no, we're... Just call it off.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And after seeing this tonight, I like this movie less.
Than Blue Velvet?
Than I used to like it. Do I like it less than Blue Velvet? I mean... I wasn't a big fan of what was happening on Blue Velvet, but I'm not the person I was the last time I saw that.
So how long has it been since you've seen these two movies?
I want to say it's been 10 years since I've seen Lost Highway.
Okay.
And probably a similar length of time for Blue Velvet. There are parts of Blue Velvet that I've like gone back and revisited and really liked. Parts that we didn't get to. Mm-hmm. Parts with Sam from Quantum Leap.
Yeah. I like
where
him.
he's like singing into a light, a Roy Orbison song. Mm-hmm. I'm like, this is such a beautiful thing. And then that scene ends like, oh Christ, Dennis Hopper is insane.
It took you that long to figure out Dennis Hopper was insane?
Well, no, I mean... you see the first scene he's in, like, I don't know if I want to watch the rest of this. And I think that's where we stopped. I was like, I don't want to watch the rest of this.
Nope.
That's fine.
Nope.
Spoilers, he gets his brains blown out at the end.
Good. Because I saw as much as I saw.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Robert Loggia also got his brains blown out at the end of this.
Did he write Blue Velvet?
Who? Lynch? I believe he did. And I want to say that, like, Val Kilmer turned it down.
Because it was awful?
He said that the script he read for it was nearly pornographic. And didn't really resemble the movie that made it to the theaters. Like, wait, what?
That...
What could you not get away with in the 80s?
Yeah. Yeah. Because we stopped after there was a B&E.
Yep.
Rape.
Yes.
Then lead guy takes advantage of the victim, who's also the place he broke, the victim of the B&E.
Right.
He broke into her place.
So she's the victim of a break and enter, and also, the same night.
The same 20 minutes.
Yeah, like 10 minutes later, like, the victim of a ritual rape.
Yeah.
Like, there's
so many things wrong. And then when the victim is crying in the bathroom, saying she needs help, Mr. B&E
just walked away.
was like, I'm gonna go now.
Yeah, like, you should maybe, I don't know.
What is he gonna do? He can't call the cops because, why were you here? Well, I broke in.
I was doing some shit.
And that just set off every...
Yeah.
So yeah, we had to stop. And then there's this, where it's literally all about Patricia Arquette having sex.
Yes.
And being mistreated by men. Even at the end, when she comes little Miss Femme Fatale or whatever,
mm-hmm.
she knew the guy had a bunch of money because she'd done porn for him, and
mm-hmm.
he throws parties, and he pays you to be there.
Mm-hmm.
So, being degraded by men. And this is why I feel David Lynch has zero respect for women. Definitely in his writing, if he wrote both of those.
Yes. You raise a compelling argument.
Yeah. And dumb cops. What the hell?
Ah.
We're gonna do this psychedelic thing, but we're gonna put the dumb cops in it.
I think that's supposed to be the comic relief.
Oh.
But
I missed that.
That was not enough relief for this movie.
Yeah. Never gonna watch it again.
There were 3 black people in this movie.
I forgot about Richard Pryor.
Yeah, Richard Pryor was in this with a speaking role.
True facts.
This is
Does it pass diversity if it has Richard Pryor? I mean, is that like a get out of free jail card?
Get out of free jail? Get out of jail free?
Reverse that.
Hold that, rewind it back.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's just an automatic pass, because it's got Richard Pryor.
Well,
and he didn't drop the N-word.
Can you make me a sandwich? If that passes the Bechdel, I think having Richard Pryor is an auto pass on diversity.
I think...
Without Gene Wilder.
I mean... I was about to say, they were never in anything together. Like, oh wait, no, they were in...
6 different movies together.
Yeah, but I was immediately thinking of Blazing Saddles, which did not have Richard Pryor in it.
Nope.
He just wrote it.
Yes.
I think for it to just auto-pass diversity, you would need at least a secondary character, like a supporting character, to not be white. And he was a background character.
But Richard Pryor. And it was Richard Pryor's last movie.
It was Richard Pryor's last movie. It was Jack Nance's last movie, because they're now both dead. It was Robert Blake's last movie.
Because he killed his wife.
Yeah, but I don't... when did that happen? Because I think he just not worked in film for a while before that happened.
No, he was too busy being crazy.
As was evident in this movie, where his character didn't have eyebrows and never blinked, because he was an alien.
Robert Blake said...
Or the devil.
Yeah, that he was the devil, and that makes sense if you take out the flashy lights.
I mean, why does the devil have to be humanish?
Right, but, I mean, the flashing lights are obviously aliens.
Clearly. What else could it be?
Exactly.